Hello everyone. Uh, we have successfully done the previous lesson. That was the force unit number 4. And here we are meeting to continue our lessons further. And somehow last week we arranged Zoom class. It was postponed due to some certain reasons. Probably we can do Zoom meeting as soon as possible. Somehow this is the next video clip about the lessons. For this unit we will do two videos and two lessons. Within two lessons we can finish this up. Now you all have facilities to watch the videos, and most of you have watched the previous video. Therefore it is not tough to cover up the syllabus. I will upload you the questions regarding this lesson also with the video. Right, let's start without wasting the time. We can start this. If you see the unit number 5 of grade 9, it says, or the title says, pressure and its applications. Pressure. What is pressure? There's a term called pressing. Press something. Press in the whiteboard or press in our skin. So applying kind of force to press something is the pressure. And under this lesson we will learn the factors affect on pressure. Also we can study the ways that we manage the pressure or doing kind of calculations using pressure. Finally, the applications of pressure. Application. How to increase the pressure or how to decrease the pressure. Likewise, we can discuss this information or these things about or the just comes under the pressure. Right. Basically, pressure is applying a press. Then I said that here. So let's do simple activity to understand how a pressure is applied. And although you are watching a video, don't hesitate. Do this activity with me. This is very important because that's how you can feel this pressure. Okay. Therefore, take a pencil or a pen. The best one is pencil. I will take a pencil here. Wait a bit. There is a pencil in my hand. So there is one side. This side is sharp side. Other one is the blunt side. Now take your pencil and keep the blunt side towards your left hand's thumb. Left hand's thumb. And keep the other sharp tip of the pencil to the right hand thumb. Now you are holding it like this, right? You must do it, right? I said. Now you have to take it, take the pencil to the hand and hold like this. Then give a small push from the left hand to the right. Give the push from left hand to the right. Right? If your pencil is too sharp, give it carefully, smartly give it. So give a press. Then you can feel something to which finger. Notice the feeling. And also this time I think you felt the more pain to this right finger. So again keep it. This time give a pressure from the right finger towards the left. Previous time we push left one, this time right one. To which finger you feel the pain? Still the same. We feel pain to this side. You can understand some fact about this. Then given a force here, increasing force means you are increasing the pressure. You feel more pressure. And to which finger you feel more pressure? That is the right finger. What was the reason? If you see the pencil and this tip side, it has less area, and this blunt side has more area. So there is effect of this area on pressure, right? There are two factors affect on the pressure. One is this force that we give, and the other one is the area, cross-sectional area. And that is how the pressure acts. But we can do several activities, more activities. There are two activities given in the textbook. I'm not going to repeat the same ones because those ones are a little bit hard to perform. You can do them as at home if you want, and but they are very difficult to do. Therefore, to understand the effect of force and area on pressure, we can do very simple two activities. Right? Let's see those activities. I have arranged certain things. Let's introduce the things that I have arranged in that. Here there is a sponge. This is a sponge, and there are two weights here, heavy weights. These are around 10 newtons weight, heavy ones. And also I have a ruler. Ruler is has been taken to do the first demonstration. Let's see the first one here. Taking the ruler and keeping this flat side of the ruler on the sponge and giving a press. See what happens to this. I'm giving a little press to that. It bends as I exert certain pressure on this. Next time, from the sharp side, I am giving the same push. This time you can see it goes more deep. So from this we can have basic idea. As there is more surface area, there is less pressure. As there is less surface area, there is more pressure. And how can we show this experimentally? This cube, it has large area in this side and a small area in this side. First, let's keep the large area, as the large area is touching on that. This is how it press. It doesn't press much. This time I am keeping the small area on it. See this? This time there is more pressure and more push. You can notice it. Lesser the area, greater the pressure. Greater the area, lesser the pressure. That is the first conclusion. Second conclusion can be taken by this. Now there is more area, less pressure. It doesn't press much. This time I am increasing the force by loading one more over it. See what happens to the sponge. Sponge press more. That means greater the force, greater the pressure. Greater the force, greater the pressure. Lesser the force, lesser the pressure. Greater the force, greater the pressure. And that is the conclusion that we can arrive from this simple activity. There are two factors affect on pressure. One is area, other one is force. And area, with less area, there is more pressure. With more area, there is more pressure. And second one is the force. Lesser the force, lesser the pressure. Greater the force, greater the force, greater the pressure. That's it. Okay. Then let's describe what we learned here. Uh, First factor that we learned, pressure. Let's take letter P for pressure. Pressure increased with the force. If we increase the force, pressure also increase. Such instance is called direct proportion. Directly proportional. As we increase the force, pressure increases. So pressure and force are directly proportional. Proportional. That's the first conclusion. The second one is the area. Area and pressure. Greater the area, lesser the pressure. Lesser the area, greater the pressure. Inversely behaving. Therefore, we write it as this. This is how we indicate the inverse proportion, 1 over A. That means if area is increased, the pressure decreased. If area decreased, pressure increased. This is called inversely proportion. Inverse proportion. Pressure is inversely proportional. Inversely proportional to the pressure, to the area. Pressure is inversely proportional to the area. Directly proportional to the force, inversely proportional to the area. That is how the pressure vary with area and the force. You see now by combining these two, we can construct one common equation. Pressure equals force divided by area. Directly proportional to force, inversely proportional to area. That is how the basic equation is proven. So look at this. Pressure equals solid pressure equals force exerted divided by the area. With symbols we write it. Pressure equals force divided by area. That's it. Now we have to find the pressure or the units of pressure. Let's find the units of pressure. Pressure is measured by, the force is measured in newtons. You all know this. And the standard unit of area is square meters. Newtons square meters. So it says newtons per square meters. Therefore, we can write it like this. Newtons per square meters. How do we read it? Newtons per square meters. Square meters. Newtons per square meters. If 1 Newton exerts on 1 square meter, that is called a Pascal. Pascal is the common term used for pressure. We use Pascal to respect the great scientist called Blaise Pascal. He was the one who experimented many things about this. And you know these Newtons are used to respect Sir Isaac Newton. Likewise, to respect the Blaise Pascal, we use 1 Newton per 1 Newton per square meter as 1 Pascal. So we can write it like this also. 1 Newton per square meter equal 1 Pascal. Pascal. Symbol is PA. Now, these ones are really important. Just remember them because in the question set you will meet these factors here. So pressure has uh, as the pressure is pressure depends on two factors. One is the force, other one is the area. Pressure increases with the force, but pressure decreases with the area. When area increase, pressure decreases. That is the summary of it. Now we can use this equation to solve some problems. But before solving problems, I will show you a few instances here. No, it's better to discuss it here. Uh, Basically, we did one instance with that pencil, that is simple experiment. So look at this instance. The something like the instance that we took on the previous occasion. Let's go to the desk there. This one. Look at this occasion. The area we can calculate by taking the dimensions of this. Let's see the area of this cube. When I take that cube, let's take that area. I will measure it here. You can see this is around 4 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and then this side is around 6 centimeters. So the area covered by this is 4 times 6. It is 4 times 6 is 24. Then 24 square centimeters is the area of this one. And but this side has more area. This is 10 centimeters this side. Here it is 6 centimeters. 6 times 10, 60 square centimeters. Likewise, we can calculate the area in solid cubes. When we are taking the solid cubes here, we can calculate their area by multiplying the length or height and the width. There is another side here, you can calculate that also. 10 centimeters to 40 square centimeters. Likewise, that calculations will be important when calculating, when doing the problems or the calculations regarding uh, this type of solid pressure or the applications of solid pressure. And let's do simple calculation using pressure equal to force divided by area, or this simple equation. Let's do simple calculation. This is how you can do the calculation. This is the example. There is a cube, a concrete slab or the concrete cube. Uh, its weight is 600 newtons, right? And its height is given as 1 meter, width is given as 2 meters, this is given as 3 meters. So the question asks, what is the maximum and minimum pressure, exerted by this cube? Maximum and minimum. So if the maximum pressure is asked, you should know that the least area can exert the maximum pressure. That is the smallest area. That area exerts the maximum pressure. And the largest area will exert the least pressure. So let's label them as the side X and this is Y. X will exert the highest pressure, Y will exert the least pressure. Right, now let's do the calculation. There should be two calculations to calculate the pressure maximum and pressure minimum. Pressure maximum, pressure max, force divided by area. Problem is force is given as 600 newtons, but area hasn't given. We have to calculate the area of this X. Area is length into height, width into height. 1 meter multiplied by 2 meters. It is 2 square meters. So let's divide it by 2 square meters. What is the answer? 300 newtons per square meters, or you can write it as square meters, sorry. Same manner you can write it 300 pascals. 300 pascals. Next one, pressure minimum pressure. Force divided by area. This time the area is uh, not the least area, it should be the highest area. Highest area is this area. 2 meters to this side, 3 meters to this side. 2 meters times 3 meters, it is 6 square meters. That is the highest area. Then we have to divide or apply that here. Let's apply it. 600 newtons divided by 6 square meters. Answer is 200 newtons per square meters. Finally, also we can write it O as 200. Sorry. My division is wrong. 600 divided by 60 is 100. 100 Newton per square meters or 100 pascals. Easy. So when the area and force are given, then easily you can divide and find the answers like this. And the force and area, when both are given here, easily you can do the calculation in this manner. Uh, then you can easily understand how this is vary. As there is less area, there is more pressure, 300 pascals. When there is a very high area, there is less pressure. This is one sort of calculation. I will give some problems like this. Then you can take those problems and solve them. Now let's move on to the and then move on to this one. Answers will be discussed on the Zoom sessions. This Thursday we can have the Zoom session then. Right. Let's move on to the next. Look at this type of problem. Here in this example, it's given uh, kind of cylinder exerts, right? The cylinder exerts to downwards, it exerts on the surface, it exerts 800 pascals of pressure, 800 pascals. And if the area of this base, if the area is 20 square meters, 20 square meters, what is the force exerted by the cylinder on the base or on the ground? This time force is asked. Pressure equals force divided by area. But force is asked in the question. So you have to find force. Force is the unknown thing. There are two methods. First method is directly subjecting this A and taking the A into this side. Simply, if you multiply this side by area, this side also by area, you can take only F. So cut off A and A, force will be the remaining one. Then force equals area multiplied by pressure. Easy. Area multiplied by pressure. Area is 20 square meters. Multiplied by pressure is 800 pascals. There is a huge force here, right? Then 2 times 8, 16, and there are 3 zeros to put. You can multiply and find it. 16,000. What is the final unit? Right? It is the force, therefore our final unit will be newtons. This is how it comes. Square meters here. Pascals means newtons per square meters. Pascal means newtons per square meter. Square meters per square meters cancel out. Then only newtons remain. Only newtons remain here. Is it clear? That is how we take or we do such calculations. This is the third model. Calculating the force when area and pressure are given. And look at the next case. And I will take the same example here, same thing, but let's imagine to exert this 800 newtons, 800 pascals force, if the area is not given, if the force exerted by this is 4000 newtons, force exerted by is 4000 newtons. What is the area? What is the cross-sectional area this time? To find the cross-sectional area, you can write the same equation. Pressure equals force divided by area. Force divided by area. But this time it is asked the area. Let's multiply it by area and area. Area into force equals, pressure equals force. But you have to subject area, divide this by pressure, this by pressure. Both side by pressure. Now you can take area equals force divided by pressure. Force is 4000 newtons. I did this twice to subject area. I think you can understand it. Right? First I multiplied by A, both side by A to bring the A to that side. Then divided it by pressure, to subject this. Finally, 4000 newtons can be divided by 800 pascals. These two zeros cancel. 40 divided by 8 is 5. 5 square meters. Area will come as the square meters. So this equation can be used in several ways. I think that is the first session. This is what we have to discuss under the first session. Effect of force and area on pressure. Then we can do calculations using this. There will be several theory questions in the question list or your PDF file, and also there will be some problems to solve. So do them all. Around 10 or 15 questions I will include. Do them all, and on the Thursday class you have to be prepared for the discussion. And now we have two discussions. One is the discussion on the force lesson. The other discussion is on the pressure, the first part of the pressure lesson. We will do two parts for this lesson. Next week we will do the second part to cover up the second theme or the second content, that means the applications of pressure, how to apply the pressure usefully. To check that, we will do another lesson. Till that, goodbye everybody, and thank you for watching this for about half an hour.